Imagine waking up in an unfamiliar place. Most of your memories are gone, but you remember one thing. You took your own life. So now you're on a journey to regain them again, but the more you remember, the more you realize you're better off not remembering them. This is the premise of Blank Dream. Developed and published by Kanawo, Blank Dream is an RPG Maker game that follows a girl named Mishiro Usui. After taking her own life, she awakens in a strange place known as the Mirror World. Determined to recover her lost memory, she embarks on a journey of self-discovery. However, with each memory she regained, she understood why she took her own life. This game deals with a lot of heavy topic that might be uncomfortable to some people, so please remember that when you're watching this.
Thinking back, it was a boring life. And so I, at the age of 17, threw myself into the lake.
Blank Dream begins with Mishiro Usui waking up in an unfamiliar place. She has no memory of who she is or how she got there. In front of her is a long narrow passage, and at the end of it, a mirror floats in mid-air. When Mishiro approaches, the mirror shows no reflection. Assuming it's broken, she turns away, only for her reflection to suddenly appear and speaks to her. The reflection reveals that Mishiro has lost her memories and tells her that she can recover them by stepping into the mirror and reliving her past. Mishiro did as she was told and stepped inside. She found herself in what looks like her own room. The space was filled with objects she could interact with, each offering clues about her surrounding. She carefully examined everything until her eyes landed on a school bag sitting on the table. Inside the bag, she discovers a notebook with pictures of her on the cover. Written across it were the words, "Kikunomiya Academy Class 1-2, Mishiro Usui." After discovering her name, Mishiro put the notebook away and turned her attention to a drawer nearby. Inside, she spotted a knife. She picked it up and stabbed herself. Why would she do? For those who are confused why she did this, let me explain. You see, in order to regain her memory, Mishiro must enter the mirror containing her reflection and experience the past. Once she did all of that and wanted to get out, she had to injure herself and die. This is something that her reflection told her, so get used to seeing her dying a lot of time. After remembering who she was, Mishiro entered a door that led her to the center of the mirror world. There she encountered another soul named Yuzu, who explained that they were in a place between the life and the afterlife, a realm where souls with strong wishes or attachment appeared. Despite recalling that she had died with a powerful wish, Yuzu couldn't remember what it was. She then warned Mishiro to be cautious of the evil spirit wandering in this world, as they were jealous of souls with strong wishes. With that introduction, Mishiro is free to explore. However, most doors required keys to unlock, leaving only a specific path open to her. This is a good time to explain what each door leads to. There's a total of 6 realms available. Starting from the top, we have the realm of beauty. Going further to the right side and down the stairs, we have the realm of greenery. From there, continuing on, is the realm of death. Next to it is the realm of love. Continuing on and going up the stairs, we have the realm of blood. And finally, going up a few set of stairs, we have the realm of spirit. Each of these realms is locked, requiring a bronze, silver, and gold key, except for the realm of greenery, which for some reason is already unlocked. With that out of the way, Mishiro proceeded to the realm of greenery. Inside, she encountered a large tree blocking her path. She needed something to cut it down, so she wandered until she found an axe inside a crate. Thinking she could use it, Mishiro eagerly grabbed it and headed for the exit, only to realize the door had vanished. As she navigated the narrow passage, she hit a dead end where the sign read, "The watchman's job is to kill thieves." Kill? Wait a minute. We only took the axe. It's not like we purposely steal. Oh, that. Did I mention that everything is out to kill her? Reminds me of Misao and the witch's house. This'll be fun. Now, the correct method here was to retrieve the decorative axe at the entrance of the realm of greenery first. By swapping the sharp axe for the decorative one, she could safely escape. Once she obtained the axe, Mishiro chopped down not the giant tree, but a small dead tree. She did this and collected firewoods. She then entered a maze-like room and eventually found a lantern. Using the lantern and firewood, she burned down the large tree and gained access to the second mirror. This time, she stood by a lake, gazing at its calm water as if preparing to jump in. Just as she was about to, a voice called out to her. Turning towards the sound, she saw a high school boy casually starting a conversation. This person is Ayato Hinohara, and he had a feeling that she might jump, so he intervened. He told her that this lake, called Mirror Lake, was rumored to be a gateway between their world and the afterlife. But Mishiro didn't listen to any of that and asked if he was trying to flirt with her, since no one randomly talks to a stranger like that. Ayato quickly denies it, explaining that he was simply there to paint the scenery. As he focused on his painting, Mishiro took the opportunity to jump into the lake, drowning in the process. The mirror shattered and she regained another fragment of her memory. Near the broken mirror, she found a bronze key, granting her access to the realm of beauty and the realm of love. She decided to go to the realm of beauty first. But before that, Yuzu introduced her to another person named Ryotaro. For some reason, he felt a strange connection to Mishiro but couldn't explain why. You know what? Let's set that aside for now. Mishiro informed Yuzu that she had found a mirror with her reflection and had regained some of her memory. Yuzu was surprised by how quickly she found them and asked her to keep an eye out for their mirrors as well. Mishiro agreed and resumes her journey. In the realm of beauty, she met a painter who asked her to collect several colors so he could begin his work. Mishiro complied. She picked up blue paint from a room guarded by an evil spirit, red paint from a living painting, and black paint from a room guarded by 2 living statues. After gathering all the colors and handing them over, she gained access to the 3rd mirror. This time, Mishiro found herself in Ayato's atelier where she became a model for his painting. She learned that Ayato loves to paint but had to do them in secret because of his mother's disapproval. Despite her opposition, Ayato refused to give up on his passion. Mishiro also discovered that Ayato had a sister who was murdered, her body dumped into Mirror Lake. And what a coincidence, her death anniversary happened to be the same day Ayato met Mishiro. Noticing that she resembles his sister, he had to reach out to her. After reliving this memory, Mishiro used the fire extinguisher and deliberately caused an explosion, ending her life and breaking the mirror. She continues on, this time entering the realm of love, where she attended the crack smile dinner party. After narrowly surviving being exposed for having a fake smile, she entered the 4th mirror. Here, her memory took her to the time when she celebrated her birthday with her parents and her grandfather. As she moves around the living room, she overheard her father mentioning someone named Tamaki, a name that would become significant later on. But for now, it meant nothing to her. Since there's nothing left to do here, she electrocutes herself by sticking the tweezers inside an electrical outlet, breaking the mirror in the process. Not far from where she was, Mishiro picked up a silver key. This key allowed her to enter the realm of spirits, a place where souls with no purpose resides. In this realm, Mishiro had to experience 7 mysteries. There wasn't much interesting happening here except... that kind of jump scare. Look, I fell for it, okay? Like it or not, you're gonna have to experience it with me. All jokes aside, these 7 mysteries are most likely based on Japanese urban legend called the 7 School Mysteries. Anyway, after experiencing the 7 mysteries, Mishiro finally reached the 5th mirror. Inside, she was taken back to a time when she was in elementary school. Having heard of a body being found at the Mirror Lake, her classmates were eager to check the place out. They invited her to join them and told her the location of their meetup. After experiencing this memory, Mishiro jumped out of the window to break the mirror. With her 5th memory regained, she now has 2 more to find. Luckily for her, she picked up a gold key. This key allowed her to enter the realm of blood and the realm of death. Mishiro chose the realm of blood and entered it. Inside, things were surprisingly nice. No jump scares, no deadly spirit to kill her, just one linear path that took her directly to the 6th mirror. Mishiro had a bad feeling about this, and she's right to feel that way because as soon as she entered, she was taken to the moment when she was bullied by several of her classmates. In that memory, Mishiro remembered how severe the bullying gets. Initially, she was able to put up with all of it, but as time went on, it got worse. Until one day she had enough, and in a fit of rage, she took out a small knife hidden in her pocket and slashed one of the girl's hand. The cut was so deep that it left a trail of blood. This incident also caused her mother to become much stricter and began controlling her life. Unable to bear reliving this memory again, she immediately ended her life and broke the mirror. She then hurriedly exited this realm and made her way to the realm of death. In the realm of death, she was taken to a recent memory of Ayato saving her from an oncoming vehicle. They were on their way home when a vehicle suddenly appeared and almost hit her. Luckily, Ayato pushed her at the last minute and was hit by the car instead. However, this action cost him his life. After seeing this memory again, Mishiro finally remembers everything. She remembers why she ended her life. Mishiro was in pain because she lost the only person who ever truly cared about her. Filled with despair, she headed towards Mirror Lake as she heard a rumor about how the mirror can grant wishes. So on the day she ends her life, Mishiro wishes to never being born. After finally regaining all of her memory, Mishiro opened the last door at the center of the mirror world and went inside. To her shock, she saw Ayato standing there smiling at her just as he always did when he was alive. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the mirror world spoke, revealing that Mishiro had been chosen as its new master because of her powerful wish. The voice then told her that she was close to achieving her wish. She only needed to do one last thing. She has to kill Ayato. At first she hesitated, but the voice reassured her that she only felt guilty for a split second and wouldn't feel anything after that since she disappeared. Still, this wasn't enough to convince her. Mishiro hesitated to do it, but Ayato, seeing her suffering, gave her his consent. After thinking it over, she decided to go through with it. She thanked him one last time before plunging the knife into him and vanished from existence. Her wish was granted. Mishiro Usui had vanished from existence. She finally achieved peace and quiet she had dreamed of. Her wish was granted and she'd never been happier. Mishiro finally attained her good ending. This is the part where the video ends, but we're not done yet. You see, I structured this video in a way that it ended with Mishiro attaining her supposedly good ending. But to be honest, there's more to it that I didn't include. Mishiro's good ending, to put it bluntly, is not good at all. Her wish was to disappear forever, which may seem good on paper, but she completely ignores the two important people who will affect her decision later on. So, let's give her the happy life she deserves. In the mirror world, Mishiro met Ryotaro and Yuzu, two souls who entered the mirror world because of their strong wishes. At first, these two characters played a minor role. Nothing really interesting about them, that is until Yuzu asked something from Mishiro. Remember when Yuzu asked us to find their mirror? Doing this will actually help her realize that her wish wasn't a good thing. So since we want to give her the good ending, let's start with Yuzu. Yuzu has 3 memories, and each time we bring her to one of her mirrors, she slowly remembers who she was and what her wish was all about. The first mirror is in the realm of greenery. In this first mirror, they are taken to a time when Yuzu was in middle school. She's inside a classroom thinking about something when suddenly a girl named Utsuro calls her out. Here we learn that Yuzu had feelings for this girl but felt conflicted since she didn't want to be seen as weird for liking a girl. She would rather love her as a friend than a lover. When the memory ended, Yuzu awkwardly smiles as she realized that Mishiro had seen the memory as well. She then thanked her for finding it before returning outside. The second mirror, located in the realm of love, took them to the Mirror Lake. A year had passed since Yuzu befriended Utsuro, yet she still couldn't confess her feelings. As they talked, Utsuro told her how she hated her own name as it made it feel like people are denying her existence. For those who don't know, her name literally translates to hollow and empty. However, Yuzu, not fully grasping the depth of Utsuro's word, thought she was simply being sentimental because of the sunset, so she reassured her that her name wasn't really that awful because it suits her mysterious aura. There was a brief pause before all of a sudden Utsuro told Yuzu that she was a person who shouldn't exist, that her very existence was a mistake. But again, Yuzu misunderstood her and assumed she was talking about religion. How? Yuzu misunderstood her and assumed she was talking about religion. Seeing there's no point in explaining further, Utsuro made a request. If she died, Yuzu need to forget about her. When the memory ended, Yuzu thanked Mishiro, saying she helped her remember something really important. She then handed her a mystery key before leaving. The final mirror in the realm of death revealed the tragic aftermath. A few days after their conversation, Utsuro's body was found in Mirror Lake. Unable to comprehend or accept her friend's death, Yuzu fell into despair and depression. She turned to black magic, desperately seeking a way to reunite with Utsuro. This goes on for a year before she took her own life in an attempt to meet with her. With all her memories restored, Yuzu told Mishiro she had something important to tell her and left the area. At this point, Mishiro is pretty much done with helping Yuzu, so now she turned her attention to Ryotaro. Just like Yuzu, he also had 3 mirrors. The first, in the realm of love, showed him receiving a phone call from his sister. She had sent him a New Year's greeting card and he couldn't help but gush over how cute her daughter looked. His sister appreciates the gesture but finds it odd that she's talking like that. Ryotaro, realizing that his phrasing might cause a misunderstanding, told his sister that he didn't mean it in a perverted way. When the memory ended, there was an awkward silence between Ryotaro and Mishiro as she had just witnessed his memory. Ryotaro nervously asked Mishiro if she had seen everything, to which she replied by telling him to stay away from her while calling him a creep. Ryotaro, flustered, explained that he had no ill intention. He simply viewed beauty as an art form. Mishiro understood he meant no harm, but still she's being careful with him. The second mirror in the realm of blood took them to the moment Ryotaro, working at a company run by his sister's husband, Shinji Usui. Shinji told Ryotaro about the inheritance dispute following his father's passing. Despite being the eldest son, Shinji had received nothing as their father had chosen to leave it to another person, that person being Tamaki. However, Tamaki declined the inheritance, leading to legal complication. Shinji reassured Ryotaro that a proper lawyer was handling the situation. He then invited Ryotaro to his home to look after their daughter since their daughter was feeling lonely and could use someone to cheer her up. Ryotaro initially wanted to decline since he hadn't seen her yet, but after some persuasion, Ryotaro finally agrees. As the memory ended, he realized that Shinji's daughter Mishiro had been standing right in front of him the whole time. He thanked her for finding his memory and handed her a mystery key before leaving. The final mirror in the realm of beauty revealed the tragic fate of Ryotaro and Shinji. The west building of the company caught fire, blocking off the emergency stairs. Trapped inside, both of them died in the flames. As his life slowly fades, Ryotaro expressed regrets that he never got the chance to meet his niece. With all of his memories returned, Ryotaro excused himself as he needed to prepare before telling Mishiro everything he knew. After regaining all of their memories, the three of them opened the final door at the center of the mirror world, but just as they were about to enter, the evil spirit that Mishiro had encountered many times before suddenly appeared and told them to get out of her world. Sensing a killing intent from her, Mishiro urged the two of them to run away. A chase scene follows with all three running from the evil spirit. Afterward, Ryotaro and Yuzu revealed everything to Mishiro. Yuzu reintroduced herself and explained why she had taken her life. Her wish was to see Utsuro one last time and confess her true feeling. She then revealed that the spirit chasing them was none other than Utsuro herself, a girl born to Tamaki Hinohara and her father, Rinzo Usui. The moment Mishiro heard Utsuro's full name, she realized that she was Ayato's dead sister. As for Ryotaro, he reintroduced himself as Mishiro's uncle and a former subordinate of her father, Shinji Usui. He explained how he had first learned about Mishiro through the New Year's postcard and had been captivated by her beauty. When he inquired about her, he discovered that she suffered from severe depression, largely due to her mother's being strict with her after an incident happened in middle school. He had been looking forward to meeting her when Shinji invited him over, but the fire took his life before he had the chance. Since he still had unfinished business, he remains as a spirit haunting her throughout her life, and when Mishiro attempted suicide, she was pulled into the mirror world alongside her. The scene then unfolded similarly to the neutral ending, except this time Yuzu, Ryotaro, and Utsuros were present. The mirror world congratulated Mishiro for successfully finding all of her memories in a short period of time, and once again urged her to kill Ayato to fulfill her wish. But after everything she had learned, Mishiro began questioning whether disappearing was truly the right choice. She realized she hated every moment of her life, yet in the short time she spent here, she learned a lot about herself and her parents' love for her. Realizing her death will have an effect to the people that care for her, she made a bold decision. First, she wishes for Utsuro's memory to be returned so she could become whole again. A bright light engulfed the space, and when it faded, Utsuro returns to normal. She immediately scolded Yuzu for recklessly ending her life, then turned her attention to Mishiro. Though she initially wanted to kill her for taking the mirror world from her, she ultimately let go of her grudge. The mirror world then gave Mishiro a choice: fulfill her original wish or give it up. Having found new meaning in life, she willingly gave up her wish. The mirror world accepted her decision, and as it crumbles, Mishiro wondered what would happen to the others. Ayato reassured her that they would move on, except for Mishiro, who was told that apparently she wasn't dead yet. Although she had drowned, she hadn't actually died because someone saw her jump and immediately pulled her out of the lake. They called for help and were able to save her. So when she left this place, her soul would return to her body. Ayato then asked her again if this was her final decision and warned her that once she returned, she wouldn't remember much of her past, since breaking the mirrors had severed her connection to it. Mishiro accepted that, determined to live her life to the fullest. As the world faded, each spirit bid her farewell. Yuzu asked her to visit her grave. Ryotaro encouraged her to get along with her mother, and Utsuro, though unsatisfied with the outcome, thanked her. Mishiro then woke up in a hospital with her mother by her side, weeping with relief. She noticed her mother finally gave her a kind look, the look that she thought she would never see again after all these years. Her mother was shocked at her suicide attempt and apologized for the harsh discipline she gave her. Mishiro looked at her mother and a wave of discomfort started coming, but then she remembered that Ryotaro asked her to get along with her mother since she is also having it hard. Though she couldn't remember anything from her past anymore, she did remember her time spent on the mirror world and the lesson she learned from it. Instantly, Mishiro's expression softened as she held her mother's hand, forgiving her for what she did. A few days later, she met Seiichi Hinohara, Ayato's father. He apologized on behalf of the reckless driver who had caused the accident. Though Mishiro knew the truth, it was Tamaki who did that, but since he wasn't expecting Mishiro to know, she just remained silent and accepted his apology. The game ends with Mishiro visiting Ayato's atelier where she finds a canvas on the floor. Picking it up, she sees a drawing of herself, smiling happily. To understand Blank Dream and his story, we must first start with Rinzo Usui, Mishiro's grandfather. Rinzo Usui was a famous painter regarded as a one-of-a-kind genius. He married and had a son named Shinji Usui, Mishiro's father. Despite Rinzo's effort to share the joy of painting with Shinji, his son shows no interest. This led Rinzo to have an affair with his servant, resulting in the birth of Tamaki. Unlike Shinji, Tamaki displayed an immense passion for painting, which made her one of Rinzo's favorite. She was showered with love and given everything a child could dream of. However, these happenings didn't last long. When Tamaki turns 12, Rinzo's wife discovers her existence, leading to a divorce. Shinji kept Usui's name knowing it would bring him wealth due to its association with his famous father. After the divorce, Rinzo focused even more attention on Tamaki, making her the favorite child. But then, he did the unthinkable. When Tamaki turned 18, Rinzo raped and impregnated her. This traumatic event left a deep scar on Tamaki, filling her with hatred towards him. Despite this, she chose to give birth to the child, believing the baby was innocent. This daughter was named Utsuro. Tamaki later married another man and had a second child named Ayato. Though she finally had the loving family she'd always dreamed of, Tamaki still struggled with her trauma. She couldn't show Utsuro proper affection or love because every time she looked at her daughter, it reminds her of Rinzo. It took all of her strength to suppress her negative emotion towards her daughter. Unaware of their mother's inner turmoil, both siblings grew closer and developed a love for art. Ayato enjoyed having Utsuro pose as his model and Utsuro was happy to assist. But one day, their mother discovered what they were doing and this is the final straw that broke the camel's back. All the negative emotion she tried to bury erupted. She couldn't believe her children was also interested in art. This reminds her of a trauma and in a fit of rage, she killed Utsuro and dumped her body in Mirror Lake. As her life faded, Utsuro made a wish to disappear forever. This wish is so strong that Utsuro was brought to the mirror world, but somewhere along the way she succumbed to her darkest emotion and became a wandering spirit. Years later, Rinzo died of old age. Before his death, he left a will stating that all of his inheritance would go to Tamaki as a way to atone for his action. Though she had the right to claim it, Tamaki refused to take the money and also wouldn't allow her brother Shinji to have it. Her hatred for the Usui family ran that deep. Meanwhile, Ayato, now grown up, befriended Mishiro after meeting her at Mirror Lake. Mishiro had been depressed after enduring numerous misfortune, but when she spent time with Ayato, she slowly regained her cheerfulness. The two quickly became good friends and she even modeled for his artwork. For a while, this continued without Tamaki's knowledge, but one day, Tamaki saw Ayato with Mishiro and her trauma resurfaced. She couldn't allow her only remaining child to be tainted by anyone tied to the Usui family, so she decided to kill Mishiro. On their way home, Tamaki decided to run over Mishiro with her car, hoping to make it look like an accident. But her plan backfired because Ayato noticed the incoming car and pushed Mishiro out of the way. Unable to react in time, Tamaki struck Ayato instead, killing both him and herself in the crash. This tragedy left Mishiro devastated, plunging her back into depression. And the worst part is, this time, there's no one to help cheer her up. Overwhelmed with negative emotion, Mishiro went to Mirror Lake where she wished she'd never been born and jumped into the water to drown herself. Blank Dream is one heavy game to cover. This game has suicide, rape, bullying, and more, which is why I want to end this video with something positive. If you're going through something and thinking about ending it all, please don't do it. Please don't keep it to yourself and find someone, anyone you can talk to. Trust me, bottling up is never a good idea. Your life is worth it and should not be thrown away like that. And if you absolutely have no one, you can tell in the comment section or just personally DM me. I won't offer much, but I can listen and read through your comments and your message. Anyway, we're at the end of this video. If you enjoy my stuff, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Like the video if you enjoyed it and check out my previous video. Oh, and become a YouTube member and get early access to my video. Thank you for the 80,000 subscribers. Let's go for 100k. That's all. See you.